Z Yusuf and Darren Jones here, who you can see appeared on Question Time. And this MP here, Darren Jones, he's an MP for Bristol North West, for Labour, of course. He is claiming that the majority of people coming over on the boats are women and babies and children. So let's see what happens here.
And when you see that the majority of the people in these boats are children, babies, and women who have been...
No, they're not.
No,
they're
look,
not.
No, you have got to take... No, look, I get this is...
North of 90% of them are adult men.
Let me be... No.
Hang on, you're saying that's not true?
No, look, this is why it's controversial.
Is it true or
I'm
not?
saying it's not true. Now, and I'm saying that this is controversial for a reason, and it's not... You're told not to challenge the audience on Question Time, but I'm going to. So let me tell you this story. When there are babies and children put into that position by human trafficking gangs who are coming across in the channel with skin burns from the oil from those boats mixing with the salt seawater, I would ask any of you to look at those babies and children and say, go back where you came from. It is right that we are there to help them. It is right that we are a country that respects our human rights obligations, but it is also right that we should have a border that is functioning and an immigration system that is functioning. It was left out of control by the last government.
You know they're coming from
and we're
France,
going to go.
right? You know they're coming from
Hang on, Jay, I'll
control
come
of
to
it
you in a minute.
again. It's right that we take a humanitarian response for those people who are put in those positions, and as the government's policy states, dealing with the criminal gangs who are exploiting vulnerable children to use that route, and then tackling the people who should not be using it and making sure that they're not staying in this country. You can do both of those things without politicising it in the way that you do.
Zia.
Well,
Interesting one there. So, right at the beginning of the thing, he says the majority of the people coming over are women and children. That is obviously, as Yusuf correctly pointed out, factually incorrect. The vast majority of these, I think it was 90%, or at least 85% of them are young men. And those are the people that we can all see in our communities, right? We can see with our own eyes that these aren't women and children. All the people outside the hotels and in the hotels that I see, certainly up where I live, are young males. And he also mentioned halfway through, he also backtracked and was like, well, no, it's not true. And then it is true. Like, which one is it? Is it true or is it not true that most of them are women and children? Of course, it isn't true. But this is just classic, again, from the sort of the Labour government. He's saying, don't politicise this issue. How can it not be politicised when some parties don't want to tackle the issue and some parties do? That means it's a political issue. And the only party that wants to tackle this currently, who have got a serious sort of reputation, is Reform UK, because obviously the Tories were in charge for 14 years and let it blow out of control, both legally and illegally. And it's just a joke how people can genuinely sit there and defend the previous government and this government's especially approach. I mean, he's saying they're going to smash the gangs, the smuggling gangs. They've been saying that since they got elected and nothing's changed. It's getting worse, in fact. Our border control is worse this year. The crossings are up a lot based on the previous year. And it's just getting worse. So I don't really know why there's just so much talk and no action. But yeah, I mean, look, let me know what you guys think. Because at this point, it's just like Groundhog Day over and over again. You've got Labour MPs defending it. And obviously the Tories have got no right to be in this conversation based on their record. But they still are anyway. But yeah, let me know.